What's going on, everyone? Maddie with Fusaro Fitness here with part 3 of All About Macros. In part 1 we covered all about macros, what they are, laying a foundation for beginners to understand what exactly macronutrients are. A very basic video, just being simplified and making it easy for people to follow macronutrient guidelines. We moved into part 2 where we talked about macronutrient guidelines for cutting, which I will link the video on the screen if you want to check that out and haven't seen it yet. And today in part 3, we're going to talk about macronutrient guidelines for those of you who are bulking. So let's get started. All about macros, part 3, determining macros for bulking. So as we said in the cutting video, if you have seen that already, we need a starting point. And to find a starting point, what we first need to do is find our maintenance calories. Now, to find our maintenance calories, I will show you a formula to use, but to eat in a surplus, we're going to have to take your maintenance calories and create a surplus by determining the size of it. Your main goal here is to gain lean muscle and strength while minimizing fat gain on a bulk. So, finding our maintenance calories, what we're going to do is start with, again, an online calculator or any type of formula which is just going to be an estimation. It is not going to be exact. Trying to be exact, again, requires time, effort, money. It's just too much, unless of course you're contest prep, which you wouldn't be bulking, but we're trying to keep it simple here. So let's keep it simple. We're going to assume that you get about an hour of exercise a day. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're in the gym. And we're going to go with 14 to 16 calories per pound, which is generally a good place to start for maintenance. So for women or those with a slower metabolism, we're going to aim towards around 14 calories per pound of body weight. And for men or people with a faster metabolism, around 16 calories per pound of body weight. We're going to use myself as an example, around 190-pound male. So we're going to take 190 times 16, and that's going to give us 3,040 calories. We're going to try and keep it simple by rounding off, and we're going to start with 3,000 calories even. Let's have a look at some of the online calculators. The links will be in the description below to these websites. All you have to do is enter your age, your gender, your weight, your height, and your exercise level, which I recommend not going too high. I would keep the exercise level at around moderate 3 to 5 times a week. And as you can see, when you calculate it, your maintenance calories are going to be pretty close to what I had said when we just did a simple calculation, right around 3,000. So we have our maintenance number, 3,000 calories. Where do we go from here? Well, like I said earlier, we have to eat in a surplus if we want to bulk and gain. So 3,000 is what we are going to maintain our current weight at. So, in order to create a caloric surplus, we're going to have to add to that number. The surplus is up to you, but I highly recommend starting in a 100 to 200 calorie surplus and working your way up slowly. If you are eating in a 500 calorie surplus, you will be gaining 1 pound per week, which I can ensure is going to be a lot of fat gain, because muscle does not come on that easily. It takes time. But for simplicity, we're going to work with a 500 calorie surplus to keep the numbers round. So now we determined, in order to bulk, our calories have to be at 3,500 per day. So now we have to figure out what the macronutrients are going to be to comprise and add up to that calorie number. So we're working with a bulking diet, 3,500 calories per day. Protein requirements, we're going to go with 1 gram per pound of body weight per day. As far as fats are concerned, we're going to go with about half of our body weight per day in grams, or 0.5 times our body weight. And the rest we're going to fill with carbs. Carbohydrates are going to be the remaining after we have already figured out an adequate amount of proteins and fats. Remember, 1 gram of protein is 4 calories, 1 gram of carbohydrate is 4 calories, and 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. Now we're going to get into the macro breakdown, using the previous stats we had with myself as an example, at a male, 6 foot tall, 190 pounds, eating 3,500 calories per day. We're first going to start out with our protein requirement at 1 gram per pound of body weight, which equals 190 grams. Next, we're going to go with the fat intake for the day, half of our body weight in grams, or 95 grams per day, and the remaining will come from carbohydrates. So we're going to take the 190 grams of protein per day, multiply that by 4 because 1 gram of protein is 4 calories, and we get 760. With fats, remember, 1 gram of fat is 9 calories, so we multiply that by 95 and get 855. When we add these two numbers together, we get 1615. Now we have to figure out carbohydrates. We take our total number of calories for the day, subtract out fats and proteins, and we're left with the carbs. We divide 1885 by 4 because 1 gram of carbohydrate is 4 calories, and we're left with 471. Questions that are frequently asked with bulking. How can I gain muscle without gaining fat? The simple answer is you can't. When you're bulking, when you're eating in a surplus, you will gain some fat. It depends how big of a surplus you have that's going to determine how much fat you're gaining. Should you stay away from all types of cardio while bulking? That's your preference. If you're trying to bulk, cardio is just going to take your bulk calories and put you in a deficit. So if you're eating 3,500 calories and you're doing 400 calories worth of cardio, now you're only in a surplus of 100 calories from 3,000. So that's your decision if you want to do cardio or not. You're eating everything in sight, why can't you gain weight? You're simply not eating enough. If you're tracking accurately, you'll know that you're eating in a surplus. So if you're one of those people that say, I'm not gaining any weight, what am I doing wrong? Eat more. So some notes. Create the surplus according to your goals, not by a magic 500 number or anything like that. You want to try and increase your lean muscle mass, gain strength, while minimizing fat gain. Again, on a bulk, you will gain some fat. But you can't be scared of fat while trying to bulk. You can't be scared of carbs. You have to be consistent and be patient, and you can't be afraid to gain weight. It's going to happen. That's what happens when you bulk. So, if you're accurately tracking your macros, and you know for a fact you're eating in a surplus, you will gain weight. There's no magic to it. So, bulking is not an excuse to eat everything in sight. If you're off season, that's fine, enjoy your foods, but it does not mean stuff your face because you need to gain weight. Again, with bulking, just like with cutting, there is no magic, there's no secrets, and there's no quick fix. So, that pretty much concludes All About Macros Part 3, Determining Your Macronutrients for Bulking. I hope that answered some questions, and I hope that helped you out. If you do have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment down below or personally message me on my Facebook page or here in the comments section. I will get back to you with an answer. Thanks again for all the support. I do truly appreciate it. Be sure to check out parts 1 and 2 and share it with others. Like the video if it helped you out a little bit because that helps me out. And once again, I truly appreciate the support. So until next time, I'll see you in the next video. That's Matty Fusaro signing out.